Okay, so this video we're going to look at pulling away at an angle. Basically what that means is like pulling away and stopping, which is the video before this one. We're going to pull away, but this time we've got a vehicle in front of us, as you can see. You'll be asked to do this on the test, and they call it the controlled stop. No idea why, but they're controlling where you stop, I suppose. So we'll say something like, pull up on the left, reasonably close to that car in front. Don't get too close, you won't get out. And don't be too far back, because that's cheating, they won't allow you to do it. So what you're looking for really is if you can see on the video here, that I can see his tyre, and I can just see a bit of tarmac, literally probably 6 inches, 15 centimetres in all money. That's about the distance they want you, because they want you to be, because that will allow you to get out. So, normal routine, but I'm going to talk you through it anyway. The main difference is coordination and controls, and I'll talk you through that as we do it. So, into first gear, as always, making sure it's first, not third, because you'll stall as you go out. Send a bit of gas, because you've got too much gas and too high a clutch, you're going to have a laugh with the car in front. So, enough gas to get you up the cam, because most roads got that slope in there as you pull away from the side of the road. So just a lively hum, as we call it. Clutch to biting point. See, that feels about right. And if you felt that as I come there, that's not biting point. That's a bit high, that one. That's biting point. You just feel that's too high, because the car's rocking and the car's just restful there, and that's too low, so it's completely rest. So just the car starts to raise up slightly, you keep your feet still, and that way the car will move as you go forward. But I've got to give myself a little bit of time to get my hand from the handbrake to this. I don't want it to move straight away, but I'm be ready to move just as I go. So I've got to, because I'm going to have to steer basically, I want a rest biting point as opposed to a driving biting point, because I need to get my hand back on the wheel. So that's driving biting point, that's rest, which is literally the thickness of a coin below that. So I'm ready to move. Okay, so hand on handbrake, looking over my left shoulder, got a ditch there, but just having a quick check. Looking around the front, there's a car doing funny things over there. Might want to come this way, looks like he's parking to me. Checking that right mirror, and now my blind spot. Remember, that's between the headrest and door pillar. Got a driveway in my blind spot here, so a car could come out of there. So, because I talked you through that, I'm just going to do that again, but you would normally just do it at once. So like that, hands ready on the handbrake. As the head comes back, handbrake goes down, hand on wheel, move and steer. Nice big turn, see I'm steering how slow the car is. Look at the corners just as we go past them, make sure we're not crunching, and then take the turns off. And that's moving away at an angle. So I was going to put up here and go through that with you, just quickly go through the main points of that, if I can find somewhere to pull over. So I'm pulling over here, there's no need to signal because there's no one there, so I'm just going to pull up over here, try not to go into the ditch, because that would make an interesting video. So basically the main points are, as always, POM routine. Prepare the car, not too high with the clutch, particularly because we've got a vehicle in front and we've got to get a hand back on the wheel before we move, so we're not steering one-handed, because you have to steer straight away. Observation all around, but particularly that right blind spot between the headrest and door pillar, you're looking out the back side window, okay? And then as your head comes round, you're moving, handbrake goes down as your head comes round, hand back on the wheel, and as your hand's going up, your clutch is coming up, holding still, steering, and then off you go. So nice big turn to get effective steering on the wheel. Hope that helps.